Hello everyone, welcome back. I've actually recorded this quite a few times now. Right, so what I'm going to do is actually construct a head from the front view. We've already done lighting and shading around 3D objects, including heads, but we've not actually drawn one yet. So the person we're going to be referencing today, and I'll have to apologise if my camera shakes a bit, but it's just the way it is. I've got a makeshift tripod setup. This guy, Andrew Loomis, American illustrator from the 50s, an awful lot of people use his approach, including me, and you're bound to find a lot of stuff on YouTube. So the way he deals with faces is it's this circular part for the cranium, well, it's more of a sphere really, and then we have a sort of wedge shape coming down for the face, and what actually happens is the sides of the face get then cut down, and we end up with your sort of skull. If you are really interested in getting into character art, I'd definitely do as many drawings of skulls as you can, from life if you can. Just buy yourself a little cheap plastic skull. Now from the side, it's the same thing. We're starting off with a sphere, and this time we've got this face part jutting out, and this is quite flat on the front, and the eyes go in, and you've got the nose and the mouth. So it's this technique of building up the face. So I'll show this in this picture now, and let's hope we do a good job. So I've drawn a sphere, obviously. Now what we're going to do is divide it down the middle, and divide it down the middle horizontally. And let's just get some measurement lines coming out. So what we need to do is the front of this face isn't actually a circle or a sphere. We need to cut this down a little bit, and the easiest way to do that is to make 2 marks in between here, 2 marks in between here, and it's this last one where we're going to be doing our cutting, and this top one as well. So I'm going to cut this and put a little bit of an angle on it. I'm going to do the same on this side as well. I'm just going to draw the line across. So this line should be about 2/3 the size of this line. Right, so what we've established here are a few different sort of reference points. So this is actually the hairline, where your fringe would grow from. This is the brow line, where your eyebrows are, and this is not the chin. Oh, sorry, this one is not the chin, it's the nose line. So this is a sort of centre of the nose. And what we need to do is we've got 1/3, 2/3, and we need to drop this down a third time to make 3/3. Now you can measure this if you want, like that. Yeah, that's pretty much all right. So what you'll find is everyone's face is slightly different, but it does hold up to these rules. So if you want to change anything about a face, you're going to be changing the width of the chin, the height of it, the size of the eyes, how far apart they are, how fat the nose is, how pointy the nose is. So you use this as a sort of starting off point, and then work from there. So we've got 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, so we're ready to start drawing now. So what I like to do is put the chin in. Okay, and do you know what I'll do? I'm just going to knock this back a little bit because we don't actually need that. I'm trying to do this without shaking the camera, but it's not working. Okay, so I'm going to put the jaw in. The jaw comes up like this and then connects. And about 2/3 of the way up, it starts changing direction. From this, we can start to put in the eyes, and we work from the brow region. And what we do first is we put this part in, which is also known as a keystone, and this is a part where the nose actually joins to the forehead. Everyone's got one, they're all different shapes. And we can start building up the nose first. So that's the bridge of the nose. And when we get down to here, we can start to bring it out a little bit. And then I put like a sort of diamond shape coming down. And from this, you can then take your nostrils coming out from the side. And you can obviously refine all of this once you've finished. I'm going to try not to rush too much, but at the same time I don't want a video which lasts 300 years. I'm going to put a bit of shade in at the bottom just to show the planes of the nose. Okay, so we also, on the face there's the front plane which faces us and there's the sides which go away from us. Now the easiest way to put that in is to take these two marks from the side of the chin and then just draw up in an arc meeting up with the brow, and that actually helps us place the eyes and even the mouth as well. And what I'm going to do is just see, so this is the front and then it goes, swoops off to the side. So now we're going to put the eyes in and we need to work out the eye line. So to do that we take the overall height from the top of the head to the chin, draw a line and we divide that in half, about halfway. So this is where my eyes are going to go. And now with eyes, the way they fit is, if this is the sides of your face, you should have room for 5 eyes, give or take. So those are the actual eyes you're drawing. But that's to the side of the face, so you should be able to fit in that many. That's how you help on getting the spacing right. But what you can also do is, we've drawn in this nose. If we project a line coming up from this nose, what it does, it helps us, first of all, it establishes this plane here, which is going away from us, just like on the side of the cheek there. And it also shows us where the eye begins. So what I like to do is draw the entire eyeball, because that gives me a nice structure to put the eyelids on top of. Try and make sure they're even. Just get my eraser. And try not to rock the camera. So I've got the eyes stuck in there. What do we do next? Well, we'll do the mouth next. So if I was to draw another circle in the middle, and another one on this side, so in fact my face is actually just the slightest bit too narrow, so I'm going to bring it out just a smidgen. Okay, so we can put the mouth in, right? So from the nose, bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, halfway point is about where the mouth comes, and that's going to vary, you know, from person to person. The top lip, we can put in the philtrum. I keep wanting to call that a clavicle, but that's the collarbone. And for the lips, I don't tend to draw the bottom lip, I tend to draw the shadow underneath it, which helps it out. And that obviously comes round to the chin. My word, those are some pouty lips. Never mind. Right, let's put these eyes in. Right, so what we can do, put the iris in first, which is obviously the coloured part of the eye. And you can use this to check. So if you come down from the iris, it should link up with the sides of the lips. Let's make this a little bit less pouty. Ends up making it more pouty. Never mind. And we can put the pupils in as well if we want. Now when putting the eyelids on, we can put the tear ducts in first of all. Okay, and now you construct the actual eyelids. Now with this is going to be a guy. So guys, you can have them quite sort of straight at the top, or not straight but angular. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then when you come from the bottom you can sort of swoop them up a little bit more. And obviously eye shape's going to do a load for your character. Oh, my person looks really worried. not bad. All we really need to do now is put in ears, and they're a piece of cake as well. And just get rid of these other lines. Like I said, I made my face a little bit thin, so I thought I'd just widen it out a little bit. Oh, we need to put in the brow line as well. So we're coming from this keystone. I'm going to come out like this. Now remember this arch here. This sort of shows us where the brow goes to. Okay, right, so put the ears in. Okay, so the ears come from the brow and end at the nose. And the way we do it is we'll start a bit lower, bring it up, and then round, and then back in. I have to be careful because I always put my ears in like huge, and it looks like Dumbo. If you want to know how to fill in the ears, I do this part, which comes up. I don't even know the name of it. I should do. No, I shouldn't. I'm not an ear specialist. And I draw a line, loop it around, and then I shade in the top half of this, and then I just darken this central bit. There you go. Pretty convincing. Do the same here. What we like for time? 11 minutes. That's probably a record for me. Still not sure about those lips. Anyway, doesn't matter. So what we'll do, we can also put the neck in as well. Now with a male, the neck's almost the sort of width of the head. So it depends if you want to do a tough guy, give him a dead thick neck. If you were to put hair in, you'd start it on this hairline. I'm not going to put hair in because I'm sort of standing up for all the bald people in the world. But what I will do is just try and make this head a little bit nicer. And there you go, that's not too bad. I've done thousands of these drawings over the last few weeks because I just get a bit obsessive. This is another one I've done, the same principle again, but it's just, I'll try and zoom in. It's just finished off a little bit more, but it does work. It's a good technique to use. So what I'm going to do after this, for the next video, is we're going to do this 3/4 view. We're going to use the exact same technique, this Andrew Loomis technique. I do suggest you look up online. You should be able to get a PDF of his work because it's all out of print now. So yeah, I'll show you how to put in these features and put it into 3 dimensions and have it actually read as something fairly realistic looking, rather than, you know, worrying where you're going to put the eyes and all that type of stuff. Anyway, goodbye.